So we had an adventure tonight. We're not going to say the restaurant, although some of you already know where we were. But we had a very, very terrible experience.
And I know people's going to say, oh, that's just them. That's just the way they're going to complain
But
about
I'm with them
everything.
this time.
She knows.
Believe me, I'm all in with whatever we say.
This is Judy. If you've never seen Judy Cloninger, she's our friend from Ellerby. She lives out in the boonies with Mama. And so we arrived at this restaurant. Judy had never been, had heard wonderful things about it. And we got there, and we're not greeted warmly at all. That was the first sign. And nobody said anything to it. The hostess didn't say anything. We sat down.
She did. She said, what do y'all want to drink?
Well, no, I'm talking about when we walked up.
Oh, yeah.
Just didn't have any kind of communication. Number one problem. So we placed our order for fried pickles, which were really good.
Oh, yeah, they were good.
And they were shaped funny. You know, most of them were cut in chips. These were cut in thin spears. Really good.
Mm-hmm.
We could tell they were hand done, homemade. So finally, we placed our order. Now, when we walked in, we noticed there was a huge crowd of men there. I'd say, 50 men? Would y'all say that was a correct assumption? Somewhere around 50.
I didn't notice that.
Well, I did.
I didn't.
You've lost your vision a little bit.
I didn't notice.
Waffle House might be good.
So, anyway, we get these menus, and the writing's about this little woman
And the font.
is bad.
Well, that's the least of our complaints. Y'all get to the big stuff.
So, we all wanted to get ribs. Well, take a guess. They were out of ribs. So we had to redirect, and the specials, I asked the lady what they were. Of course, she didn't know them. She had to go look at them.
Write them down.
And comes back and says surf and turf steak and
Shrimp dish.
pork steak.
Yeah, and shrimp dish.
And shrimp.
So I ordered a hamburger, salad bar, and baked potato. Mama ended up getting surf and turf and baked potato and salad.
No. This is y'all got that mixed up. I was gonna get surf and turf, but she said the steak was 14 ounces. I said, nah, I don't want that. That's too much food.
Yeah.
And I'll just get the 8-ounce sirloin.
Okay. And then Judy got the same, the 8 ounce with baked potato.
Oh, and I was
Salad.
just really wanting to try this corn chowder.
No, corn
corn
casserole.
Corn casserole. I love corn. That'd be delicious.
So we waited. We got our salad.
Had a salad bar.
Pitiful salad bar.
It was
okay.
It was not
terrible.
real clean.
It
I'll say
wasn't.
that.
It wasn't number one diner salad bar at all. Y'all know I love number one diner. So we waited, and we waited, and we waited, and this couple comes in well after we had already eaten our salads. They place their order. They get their salads. They get their food. We still don't have anything. And we finally asked this rude heifer that was waiting on us, what's going on? Oh, well, they were trying to feed this big crowd of people.
big table. That's what
And
she
Mama
thinking.
said, well, how come these people have gotten their food and they came in well after us?
And they're ready to pay and leave.
Because they didn't get those steaks that are made to order. They
Yes.
out there on the grill with the
Yes.
other 50 steaks.
Yes, they're
Mine
cooking
and
them on the
Pat's.
grill, and they'll be out in just a minute.
Oh, how
Just a
many times
minute.
we
How
hear
many
that?
times? I bet we heard that 6 times.
And then one woman was actually honest and say, I don't know when they're coming.
Yes. So, woman walks by and she says, they'll be out shortly. And within a minute, another woman comes up and says, the kitchen doesn't know when your food's going to be ready and has no solution, does not offer any kind of compensation at all.
Because of the big table. They're serving the big table.
Big time.
So they were like, let's go. And I said, no, there's nowhere else to go. You know, we're out here in this sort of deserted area. And I wanted wanted to eat my food. I mean, we were all hungry. So we waited and we waited and we waited. And I know this woman's the manager. She got to look like me. She mad a little bit. She's stressed. And she was walking by our table. I said, ma'am, honey. She ignored me because she knew we were angry. Because at this time, we had already expressed our concern about our food and,
several times,
and lack of communication. However, we do know a waitress that works there. She's from Rockingham. Love her to death. She wasn't even our waitress. She checked on us far more than this other hussy that we had waiting on us. Far more, and very apologetic about everything. And it's not her fault.
And I said, well, y'all should have told us about the big table, before all this. And she said, well, we didn't know about it. It was a surprise to us too.
Surprise, surprise.
Anyway,
I got a problem with that. 50 people walk in, expect to be served, and they had to put tables together for them. I kind of think they knew.
Yes, they
Don't
did.
you think they would have called ahead and said, we got 50 people?
So, finally the food comes. Finally. Now, we had been there how long by that time? An hour and 15 minutes?
hour and a half.
Hour and a half. Finally get our plates. I got a hamburger. Honey, I couldn't even eat that hamburger. The bread was so hard. It would slice my gums all to pieces. My baked potato, her baked potato, Judy's baked potato was raw on the inside.
Cold.
And
It
allegedly,
wasn't- no butter.
it just came off the grill,
Yeah.
allegedly.
And my steak was cooked right. I asked for medium well. There was a slight pink, which I'm fine with. Well, I used the knife that she gave me, and I'm like, oh my God.
She was sawing.
I was sawing. I thought, this is not good. And Amy says, well, here, this one's serrated. Use this one. So it wasn't much better, but I used it. And I got a piece off, put it in my mouth, and I won't go into, I am a little queer about my food, but I don't like to chew and chew and chew and chew. Well, I did. I chewed and I chewed and I chewed. Still couldn't swallow it. I like to swallow in 3 chews. Well, I couldn't swallow that thing because I'd have choked. So I just spit it out on the plate. And I didn't attempt any more of it. No baked potato, because when I felt how cold it was, and they brought us some butter. Pat asked for that, and we got butter. Well, it was hard as a rock. They needed to melt it to put on that tater. So I did get to eat one of the rolls. It was okay. It smelled like what I tell you make bread out of
Yeast.
Yeast, which I kind of like that smell. And it was okay, but I mean, it wasn't all that. But so, we sat there and then we fumed. And fumed.
Yes.
Pat did eat part of her steak. How much would you say you ate it?
Probably a fourth.
It had a lot of seasoning. If you
Oh,
were,
the seasoning burned your tongue.
Yes,
it was so seasoned.
Mhm.
Salty
It wasn't
and
salt
dry. I'm telling you, it was dry as wet leather.
It was tough as shoe leather.
Oh, yes.
So, I got mad now. Now, y'all know I can get mad a little bit.
Yeah, but it takes a lot.
Yes, it does.
I'm hot-headed, but
And
Amy's not.
I don't like to get mad because I have a business and I understand things go wrong, but I always try to have communication, and that's the key to having a good business is having proper communication.
And she does. She can talk to you.
So the waitress comes over and I ask for the bill. Well, she brings it and she's got them charged for 2 surf and turfs.
I don't eat turf. Or is it surf? Oh, it's surf. I don't eat surf.
So,
And I did try to get surf and turf, but then I ended up not ordering.
And I remember that conversation now, Pat.
So, fast forward, I called the man. Judy had, you had to go up and get her because she wouldn't.
I said,
She
hey, how you
ignored
know
me.
that's the manager? Because she didn't have nothing on special, no tag. I understand why now. So I went up to the front where you pay, and I said, is there a manager here? And she sheepishly raised her hand, and I just crooked my finger at her and started walking back to our table, and she followed.
So here she comes. And I said, we have had a very miserable experience here. The communication has been horrific. We've charged wrong. We've been sitting here for an hour and a half, and this food's not fit to eat. I even knocked on my hamburger bun. I said, you can hear this. And she tried said, I'm not done. And so after I finished, I said, we're not paying for this. And after I finished, she said, I'll be right back. Well, we waited 10 minutes for this heifer to come back. She never came back. Never. And I mean, we're ready to go. We got 30 minutes to travel home. I got 2 old women with me. Need to get home.
She's not as old as I am.
So we go up to the cash register, and there's nobody there. Nobody will come wait on us. Well, finally, the hostess, who was also our waitress,
Not with the most.
and the cashier, she comes over. And I said, we're not paying for this. I said, this food was inedible. We could not eat this food. Potatoes cold, we'll go through the whole list again. So then she says that she's going to charge for the steaks instead of the surf and turf. And she charged the surf and turf price because that's what the man in the back told her to charge.
That I assume was cooking the steak.
Which was $25.
$25 for an 8 ounce.
Yes.
She told me it was sirloin. I don't know why I thought it was ribeye. Was it sirloin?
Sirloin.
That's nasty anyway.
So I said, we're not paying for any of it. I said, we were not able to eat this.
And I want to tell you, I have never done that in my life. So don't think that I'm going to try to get out of paying. I have
Right.
never.
And we were trying to do.
I might have not left a tip somewhere if I had a bad waitress. Doesn't have to do anything to do with the cook. But I have never not paid for my food.
And we were trying to do the right thing by paying for our drinks, our appetizer, and our salads. That's what we wanted to do. And I told her, I said, you can just call 911 and have them come up here and settle this because I'm not paying for this meal.
She didn't know what to do.
No, she had no clue. She was laid up on that cash register.
And she was like,
And the manager was AWOL.
Yeah, the
Never
manager
saw her
still
again.
never came back. Still never came back to settle in any of this. So, long story short, we paid $21 for 3 drinks, 3 salads,
had
and
water.
appetizer.
I had water.
That's right.
Tea. We had tea.
they had tea and I had water. We each got a little salad and appetizer.
And Judy was very excited because they're known for their desserts.
Yes.
And she loves desserts.
I do.
And she said she wasn't even interested in a dessert from there because they look nasty anyway.
That's right.
I don't think we could have got
everybody. The last thing somebody said to me tonight was, "Oh, you'll love their desserts." Well, I looked at them in the case. I wouldn't have had none of them. And then I don't know if they were going to feed you that dry cake that they had on that. Had a thing I guess they could bring around and let you see.
Yeah.
Hopefully they wouldn't give you them pieces, but they didn't look good neither. I know how to cook.
But it was very unorganized. But we are grateful for the lady that we know that worked there. That was very kind to us, very caring and apologetic, which none of it was her fault. But it was just poor management.
She was waiting
all
on the
around.
big table.
Yeah. So it's just poor management all around. And if you want to know where it was, message any of us, we'll tell you.
And one other thing, the lady that Amy knows, I do not, Pat probably does, did say to us, when you come back, I think Amy even said in front of her, we weren't ugly to her at all, ask for whoever her name is. And I'm like, I won't be back.
We won't be back.
What were you saying?
Oh, sorry, Pat, did you say something?
So anyway, I was talking about people messaging us, wanting to know where the place was, and you were going to say something about that. My inbox was going to be full or something like that.
It will be, but anyway, I know people talk about us that we complain about everything. We don't. It's just that people pay attention to complaints more than they do praise.
Yes, and I do praise people.
Yes, I do too. So I don't want y'all to think that we just complain. We're not.
No, this was a very poor experience. Very
Yes, it
poor.
was. So disappointed. And I'm still hungry.
I am
Yes,
too,
I mean I've not had any protein all day.
and I don't have anything at home to eat.
Oh, and get this, we went to Bojangles there
Best
get-
one.
to get Jack's food. Now Jack wants takeout all the time, and Judy wanted something sweet to fulfill that sweet tooth that she didn't get fulfilled at the restaurant,
Yeah.
and she wanted a sweet potato pie. It was going to be 9 minutes. So
They
she
not
didn't get
that
her
good.
pie. Now this is how we used to do. Now Mom and I used to love their sweet potato pies. And we'd go to the one in Rockingham, and the first thing we'd say is, y'all got any sweet potato pies ready? That was the first question we asked. And then we would order them. But typically they don't have those sweet potato pies ready. But anyway, we thought we would.
And Bojangles don't have chicken ready either.
No, and sometimes they don't even have chicken. Tell them about your coleslaw.
Oh Lord, I've been to. I love their wings. Corey does too. So I go there, and when I'm in Rockingham, we get our supper, and I get chicken wings with side pintos and the slaw. Well, I went 3 times, and I placed my order one time and waited like 40 minutes. If I got up there, they said they didn't have any. I'd have to wait another 30 minutes. Anyway, so then I learned to say, "Do y'all have any ready?" And the other 2 times, they did not. I was gonna have to wait 30 minutes, so I left. So the 4th time I went, I said, "Y'all have any chicken wings cooked?" "Yes." I said, "Well, Lord, let me order." So I placed my order, 2 orders of chicken wings with pintos and slaw. I waited in line probably 15, 20 minutes, got up there, and she said, "We don't have no slaw." And she said, "We can't get the cabbage to make any."
I bet the grocery store's right beside them.
I said, "Well, you can get it at the store." And she just did her shoulders and turned and walked off. She come back, she said, "What do you want besides the slaw?" I said, "Nothing, just give me the pintos, because we don't need nothing else." But anyway.
And please, as a side note, call your senator or congressman. And because this picture here is bouncing up and down, these are the pitiful highways we have to ride on. We have hit potholes that made me go all the way to the ceiling. And y'all need to call your senator or congressman.
This Millstone Road is tore all to
It
pieces.
is the big
And the
trucks.
rest aren't any better. In South Carolina ain't either.
No.
But the
But
big
that's why
trucks
we're bouncing, so.
use the, this is a cut through now.
Yeah.
You know, to get over to the sand plant.
And to
Is that-
hit number 1.
Yeah. So.
So that's why we're bouncing. So we're on Millstone Road. Anyway, we'll see y'all next time, maybe with a better review.